Captain Marcus Chun stood in the crystalline throne room of the Zephyrian flagship, his hand steady despite the gravity of the moment. Around him, towering alien warriors in biomechanical armor shifted restlessly, their multiple eyes fixed on the human who had somehow penetrated their most secure vessel. The Empress Veltara rose from her obsidian throne, her serpentine form graceful yet predatory. Her scales shimmered with an inner light that spoke of centuries of genetic enhancement, and her forearms moved with fluid precision as she gestured. The Zephyrian Empire had conquered 17 star systems in the past decade, leaving nothing but ash and subjugated worlds in their wake. So, her voice resonated through the chamber like liquid mercury. The humans sent a single warrior to face me. How quaint. Her translator collar rendered her words in perfect English, though the underlying harmonics carried notes of amusement and disdain. You know our tradition, little mammal. All who challenge the throne must choose. Fight me in single combat, or surrender your heart in eternal bondage. Marcus had studied the Zephyrian culture for months, preparing for this moment. Their society was built on dominance hierarchies enforced through ritual combat or absolute devotion. No one had ever found a third option until now. I choose neither, he said simply. The throne room fell silent. Even the bioluminescent wall panels seemed to dim in confusion. Veltara's head tilted, her golden eyes narrowing to slits. Explain yourself, human. There are only two paths before the throne. Marcus smiled, and something in that expression made the Empress take a step back. It wasn't the smile of a defeated man or a lovesick fool. It was the smile of someone who understood something fundamental that others had missed. Your Majesty will respect you've been thinking too small. You offer combat or submission, conquest or servitude. But humanity has spent 10,000 years learning there's always a third way. He gestured around the throne room. You rule through fear and force. Your subjects follow because they must. But what if they followed because they chose to? Veltara's laugh was like breaking glass. Choose, the strong rule, the weak serve. This is the way of the universe. Is it? Marcus pulled out a small device, not a weapon, but a holographic projector. Images flickered to life around them. Human cities where dozens of species walked. Together, former enemies working side by side, cultures blending and strengthening each other. We call it cooperation, partnership, love that multiplies strength instead of demanding submission. The Empress moved closer, her forearms spread wide. Pretty words from a species that wages war on itself. We do, Marcus admitted, but we also learn. We grow. We find ways to turn enemies into allies, to build something stronger than the sum of its parts. He met her gaze directly. You want me to fight you or love you? I'm offering something your empire has never experienced. I'm offering to choose you as an equal. For the first time in 3 centuries, Veltara was speechless. The concept was so alien to her experience that her neural pathways struggled to process it. Equal? She whispered. Partners. Not ruler and subject, not master and slave. Two beings working together, because what we can build together is greater than what either of us could accomplish alone. Marcus extended his hand, not in submission, not in challenge, but in invitation. The human fleet isn't here to conquer you, Empress. We're here to offer you something your empire has never had. Willing allies. The silence stretched. Veltara stared at the offered hand, her enhanced mind racing through calculations and possibilities. In all her conquests, she had gained subjects. Through force, lovers through intimidation. Never had someone offered to stand beside her as an equal. You would risk everything on this. Partnership? She asked. We already have, Marcus replied. My fleet carries no weapons of war. Only scientists, artists, engineers, teachers. People who build rather than destroy. He kept his hand extended. The question is, are you strong enough to try something truly powerful? Veltara looked around her throne room at the weapons, the guards, the symbols of dominance that had defined her existence. Then she looked back at the human who stood weaponless before her, offering not conquest but collaboration. Slowly, she reached out with one of her 4 hands and grasped his. The contact sent a shock through both of them, not of dominance or submission, but of recognition. 2 powerful beings choosing to combine their strengths rather than test them against each other. This partnership, she said carefully, what would it look like? Marcus squeezed her hand gently, like nothing the galaxy has ever seen. Your Empire's strength and order, combined with humanity's adaptability and cooperation. We could build a civilization that doesn't just conquer worlds, it improves them. For the first time in centuries, Veltara smiled not the predatory grin of a conqueror, but the genuine expression of someone discovering a new possibility. Very well, Marcus Chen of Earth, let us see what this third way of yours can accomplish. She gestured to her guards, who lowered their weapons in confusion. Stand down. We have negotiations to conduct. As news of the unprecedented alliance spread through both fleets, Marcus reflected on humanity's greatest strength. Not the ability to fight or love, but the wisdom to find the third option when others saw only 2 choices. The galaxy would never be the same.